Hello and welcome. It is the 30th day of March 2019. And this video is not for my Patreon members. I don't have any of that kind of stuff. And I don't even get that many views. So if you're watching it, you're one of the few that are able to get really information on an amazing trading strategy. Does it have an indicator and stuff like this? Well, yeah, only price pays, only mathematics really makes things very easy, as well as simple calculators. Understanding nature of volatility. Everything's within your hands. I'm going to go over two different coins in which I've put together as far as trading them. What we're going to do is I'm going to first run this on, we'll say, a 24 point font. I want to go smaller than that because I'm going to put two screens side by side. Let's go 20. Put this up in the corner, and let's also, well, first off, let's go like this and move in a spot where we can put a spreadsheet. And I might want to even reduce its font, but for what it's worth, a spreadsheet is the whiter of the two screens. It'll make it the majority of its look. And I can see every single row or column rather, that I have. Just give me a second so that I can make it so it is the best on my screen. Here we are. This is a spot. Back when I first even got into NLC2. And we'll start off with 2,266 DGB and 1,000 NLC Deuce. No limit coin 2. Within it, what we're going to do is just wait for the market to go up and wait for the market to go down. That's your indicator. Just wait to go up to the number you choose. 260, 270, 320, 350, 410, 475. And you can do those big volatile numbers. Won't get as many trades, but you'll get great results on your buybacks. So therefore, when this goes up, that means the price of NLC2 is rising and or the price of DGB is falling, and then the opposite when it goes down. So when it goes up, you're making a trade, you're selling NLC2 and buying DGB, and the opposite is the case when it goes down. So you enter into the market, you have started this day. It really wouldn't have been that much to put the value of these coins for 1,000 and 2266 respectively is stakes that someone in grade 9 or grade 10 could do with their allowance, and or whatever allowance or whatever work they do to get the funds. And of course, their value would go up in time as well as of making funds. And let's see what we can do. So we assume we're going to go to a price, and if we were to go to $2 down, that would only be about what 20. That's 10% lower. Maybe you want even lower than that. Maybe you want to buy if it goes under a 1.9. And on the upper end, maybe you want to go 2 2/3. So it goes up to 2,824. So we can sell a little bit of the NLC2. How many do we sell? Well, let's start off within, well, 10% of it would be 100. The move is that of like 50 basis points, 20% move. So we'll look at about doing 100 for now, a little less than, we should be doing this on a 12% move as far as what I would call a maximum amount. So the maximum amount here, I would think would be about 175 to 190. And therefore in here, what we're going to do is this goes up. So and I could think of this, okay, I'm just going to short the market on this cross. The DGB in here is 280, we'll say on the rounding, 100 here, and the price is it's actually 2.8 with rake, but we'll go 2.82. So there we have it. So now after this, well, you'd want to get this back at a cheaper price. But what cheaper price do you want to choose? It's already at 264. It pulled back 6.33% the next day, but that's not enough for me. 2.4, 2.3. Let's just go 2.3. And if we're gonna go up, maybe go like 3 2/3, and it goes up. So we're gonna do some more selling. The market price went from 282 to 382, up 1 basis point. 30 cents or point 0.3 is 10%. That's more than 30. And in calculating quickly, what you need, what I like to do is I'll take, okay, well, 30%, we'll go 3, and I'm going to do 10 plus that number for 13. I could unload 23%, but I don't want to sell that many. So maybe 1.25 would probably be a good number. So we'll go 125, and we would get 474 back in the opposite direction. Okay, so now again we got a decision to make. Where do we want to buy back? One of my general rules I like to do, and I don't know if this is the right play or not, but it does. I like to go cheaper than my last purchase. So maybe like 277, with the last one being 282 before then. And then as we go higher, I might want to increase volatility as well. So maybe go 508. That's a pretty good differential 120. And it goes back down to 272. So we will complete this transaction. And in doing so, because it goes down, I'm going to be now selling the DGB. Last time it was 474 of them. If I go, say, 360, I would get 131. And I would want a little bit more. So let's sell maybe 400. And then I get plus 75 almost, and then plus 20. So therefore, in this one here, do I get the plus and minuses wrong again? I'm just going to put this number in first. NLC2, because I'd be actually adding them here. Yep, that's actually rounding, whatever. I mean, this is just for reference purposes. And we got 400 here. So I'm going to fix that. All right, so next situation here, we're either going to create a new sell order here, or we're going to have this buyback. So let the market do what it does. I don't care. I mean, it's just going to do its thing. We are on day 8 now. So interestingly enough, you come into this game and you're already had 3 trades out of like 8. That's pretty impressive. I mean, we're not getting that today, but you never know when that will start. All right, so the last trade was 272. We're looking to buy back to 282, and I think we were at 19 or something might be a good number. And then in creating a new cell, maybe you want to go back to where that 38 was, and we can get better than that, 482. That's pretty decent, or 483 even. So the gain on here is from 270 to 380. That's like 1. That's close to 40%. So maybe we want to go like 130 of them this time. And we would pick up 623. And confirm that order. So therefore, we have just seen this have a decent sized move. In this case, I don't mind buying it where I came back from, even a little higher if necessary, but I'm not going to. So let's just go back to 272 basically. And after selling at 482, how much higher than 6 is where you go, and do you even want to go to full 7, even over 7? And we'll hit the 7 number even. In fact, I think it was already higher than that before, but I got 1172. This is where you've got to think. We'll just assume this is where we go. You have a spot where you have a situation where one trade was 483 and the thing just skyrockets up to 1172. If you get this beautiful spot, you can even think about selling half, 30%, 40% type numbers. So let's do a good number. Owning 800 almost, 30% of that would be 80 times 3, and that would be 240. And let's do like 250. What would got us back? 2906. And that's a pretty decent sized move. Now, normally in spots like that, what I might end up doing is splitting those buybacks like into two different numbers. But well, I got an idea of what we can do. Although I think I remember what happened here, and it actually gets kind of sick. Yeah, so it goes up 29% the next day. Which would have worked out to what I'd want to do, and that's just ordering some shorter term sells in, like this one here. I'm not going to sell anywhere near 250 when I own 540, but I'm going to sell some more. How many do I want to sell? Well, I kind of wanted to get a short term order in anyway. So what I was going to say is if the price stayed anywhere near like the 11 to 12, you would sell. So let's just do maybe 100. And that's still like 20%, not even 20% of what you own. So you can still careful or start strategically bring in some arsenal of NLC tokens to work if the market keeps going higher. And now it's down 2%. So now we'll figure out where we want to go. So under that 11 number for sure for this 1500 and 100 transaction. So let's just do like 10 and a quarter maybe. It's been going up high, so I would want a very good percentage if this thing is just going to break out now. Even closer, like 21, 22. It goes down to 10. So therefore, we can execute this buyback right now. The price is 10.75. We're going to sell some DGB. And in this example here, what do we have? We have 1500 that we had before. It's about a 50% decline, which is equivalency to a 33% increase, but not even that. So therefore, if we go say 1300, what would that accumulate? That would accumulate 120. So let's put that in. So a gain of 20 on that side and a gain of 200 on the other. So and we're on day 46, therefore a month and a half in. If you can have this type of portfolio, this type of volatility, I mean, that's just good volatility of the markets. And I'm waiting for market conditions to become like this again, and I think it will, but it could happen any day, week, month, or really for that matter, yeah, any month now, but for any year, yeah, within like 2 or 3. I would presume, I got to release any month. I would be very surprised if we don't have a very good 2 month period by the end of the year. Okay, so anyway, we got our last trade at 10. This is now up 17.98%, but I want better than that. So therefore, our next play is either going to be a buyback in here on the 1172. And I really wouldn't mind even 6. So this is where I can aggressively say, you know what, because of this extreme up conditions, I can still wait for low prices. So let's just do 605. As far as where we sold, I mean, I got the 15 last time. I did buy at 10, so I don't mind putting in 15, and we'll see where it goes. 24, wow, nice. Wow, on a 61% up day. So it's time to unload NLC2 in a spot, and when markets go up like this, I mean, your last trade's 10, it's went to 24, it's doubled. You technically could even go half. But I'd really like to see what happens. But a big sell again is, I think, an order. Like 175, I think, is even 185. That's just so many. And when I say so many, it's like so many still left if it's going to go up, so many back with the 44.30. 185 is still going to leave close to 400 back. All right, so same thing again. I'm just going to do a short-term sell right now because I was mentioning before. So I'm just going to put the 27.21 in here. So let's just sell. We're talking like 10%, 15% at this stage, which is like 50. Still 13.50 on the ad. That's what I mean about just making sure you have enough for extreme prices, because if this thing goes up like a whole whack higher, even owning 20 or 30 of these could be worth a lot. Which is making sure you never sell out when you sell. That's to me something that's very important. Be conscious of when you're selling out. When it's like, yeah, I'm fine. I want to take this chance, or it's worth doing, risk reward stuff like that. Okay, so let's just do this next. So we either want to do this short-term buyback, which I gotta think is around 20, even 19 and a half, and then to sell again, maybe 30. No, it didn't do it. I just pushed whatever. So 19 and a half, and I was gonna say about like 34. So there's the 17.96. We'll execute this buyback, which means that we're going to be pushing number 4. We added 1350 DGB. What would happen if we say sold 1100? We had 50 before, so this would gain 61. Okay, or 60.8. We'll just round it. I don't care. Okay, so now we're looking to have this buyback or a new sell order fill. And if we're going to have this buyback on 24, current last price being at 18, I even like to go 13, 14, so maybe 13 and a third. And as far as where to sell, maybe again around 26. It goes to 13.16, so we'll execute this buyback. Of course, it's not going to center, and I got this set up so that, okay, oh, I got her. Didn't put it on here. And we would see, okay, so back to where we're going. So yeah, buyback on the 24, so we're selling DGB here. Last time was 4,430 to get 185, and we are looking to relatively close to half off. So what would 3,000 do? It would get back to 26. So let's confirm that order. Day 69 now on our third month. So what are we looking to do here? Well, buybacks or new sell orders. We just had an amazing buyback at 13.16, considering we accumulated 226 of these coins, up to 613. So the buyback on 1172, this was a pretty serious one. And we are in a situation where the market has went way high, considering we started this at like 2.26 and we're at like 13 now. I mean, there's volatility in these markets and we want to play for it. So the buyback on 1172, I would look to 7 something. I said 6.9 before. So we'll keep it there. As far as where we're going to sell, maybe 15, 16, even, yeah, 16 and a third. And it goes to 1966, so let's execute a sell. And we have it here, number 2. And how many do we want to sell? We just got off buying 200 of them and change from 13 to 19. If we were to say enter in 150, that would be 25%. Maybe you want to go 160 even. That would be for more than what we got rid of last time in the 31. So let's do 160 for 31.22. And now our next play is either executing this buyback or looking for a new sale. But before we do that, we started off with 1,000 NLC2. We have half of what we started with. So essentially in this game, we have sold 507 almost for that of, well, we started with 2266 and there's 11,000 there. So that would be 8153 plus another almost 9,000 of them. That's a pretty good deal. But it's going to change when it goes back down. And it's going to happen. Right now, the real ratio is under 1. So obviously, it's going to happen. Let's do the next price point. Basically, you're protecting profits. You're buying low when they go down. And so we're either buying back the 1966 or looking to make a new sell order. And then before that, we're looking to do the 1172. So let's even look to buy roughly even where that 11 number was. So let's go like 11 and a half. And for selling, this thing's just going crazy. Let's go like 20, like 50% gain even, which we don't get. Instead, it's a buyback here at 9 2/3. That is better than half off, going from 1966 to 967, but whatever. All right. So how do we want to do this? Now, there could be situations where you could sell maybe 3,122 DGB and just accumulate as many NLC as you can. Or maybe you want to buy only 160 NLC, but I'm looking at the columns; they're wrong on the one, whatever. I personally am only looking at 2 and 4 right now. It would work out that 3 is actually by NLC2 and 1 is actually by DGB, but I'm just going to ignore that. So in a situation here, 3122, I would say, okay, what would 2100 do? And that would get me back 215. I mean, that is just a remarkable deal. 216 when you round it. But again, what's the difference? 215, 216, it's all microscopic. And I'm not looking for microscopic gains. I'm looking for much larger than that. So in this trade back, there's a gain of 1,000 of the DGB and 56 on the NLC2. We're getting closer to that 1,000 starting number. One price decline might do it. Would do it. Okay, now we're creating a new sell order. Or we're looking to buy back this one that we sold at 2906. No, excuse me, 1172. So therefore, where do we want to buy it back? It's a wild market. I'm liking these half offs, I really am. Especially because I sold 250 at that. I'm even thinking of 5. And I'm thinking of how I would do this in real life. And I might get it anyway. I'm just going to go 6 3/4. No, I want to go lower than that. 6 1/3. Oh, man. 6 even. I was even thinking go at 5.5, but we'll go 6. So as far as where we want to create a sell, this has been a very volatile, big market. We're 3 months in, and the amount of trades we've had has been spectacular. And we were at 966. Let's go 14 and 8/9. So it goes to 18, and I'm trying to get a fraction in my head. It's between 3/4 and 8/9, but we'll just say 18.86. What would that fraction, the easiest fraction, be on 0.86? I don't. I know it's just kind of. I just. It's like a brain. And 863 really, for that matter. If you're just trying to. Okay, so sell some NLC2. I think it's going to be a two-parter now, especially because I want to take a break. What are we at for time? 25 minutes. Okay. How many do we sell? I wouldn't mind taking a break at that 1,000 number, and it's gonna take a few more buybacks. But we own 668. We came off of a buy of 216. 180. I'm 185 even. What would that do? 3463. That's a good number. Oh, no. And I could not do that. I was gonna say that's a good. But when you have 668, sell these decent numbers like this. In the end, you're just gonna notice amazing, spectacular gains. I'm curious to see how many DGB I'm going to have when I get down to 1,000. I might even try to intentionally buy it to that number just to see, but that's if the mathematics allow me to do so. So the next price here, we either buying back that 1886 or we're doing at a new price. After that, we're going to be buying back 11. So that's go like even under that number, 11. And let's go for big volatility, even like 31. It goes to 8.8. Oh my goodness, another half offer. Better than half offer here. Now I would need to buy over 500 NLC too to get to 1,000, so that ain't gonna happen. But if I sell, what did I do? 34. What would 2,500 do? 281. That's a gain of 100 too. That's good. Almost 100. Okay, so let's confirm that order. Day 153 now, and it's up 21% on this day. But again, I'm gonna play. I could do a. I mean, I probably should one of these times go for shorter term volatility. I would sell in real life here though. And in some cases, I would be like, you know what, I want to wait it out because I feel I can get a better price. Because if you feel there's not a good, because if the next trade after that's probably going to be sell, you're better off not selling, if you understand in that type of sense. But what we're doing is looking to get the 1172 back, which again we were looking at. I was looking at 6. I'm going to go 588, go a little lower than that. Create a new buy. Let's go like 14 even. It's just a sick market. It goes to 468. Wow. Or 463. Okay, 306, 335. You know, I'm not going to do this because I'm pretty sure of my code. If I sell, say, 2,000 of these, I would be at that. I want to sell even less than. Okay, 320. That's close enough. Okay, so let's trade 1,600 of these for 343 here. I started with 1,000 NLC2. I'm at 1108 plus 108. That's a gain of 10% on just that coin. Not counting either the gains or losses this coin has against either that of Bitcoin and or the fiat currencies. That's they don't. This strategy doesn't care at all about that. It's just going to do its thing. It's its price. It doesn't care. It's just going to increase ownership of the two coins you play. And we can see it's doing a phenomenal job of that. When you started with 2266, and we're looking with 8417 right now. That's like what, 3.85, 3.71. Not even close. Not even close. But 3.7x and 10% gain. And you did this in 165 days. 165 days. 30 days are in a month. 365 are in a year. 5 months, a little over 5 months. The amount of trades that were made since entry: 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Let's multiply that by 218. Subtract the 2 non finished. 16 trades in 165 days. One trade every little over 10 days on average. This is the end of part one.